to today's Global Channel webinar. Today we will be talking about everything that your customers need to know about Kaspersky, as you can see from the screen. And I hope that you can see actually the slides that Alexander has started presenting. Alexander Marmalidi, our senior product marketing manager, will guide you through some interesting insights about Kaspersky portfolio, about positioning it to ourselves, to your customers, and much more. How to ensure that customers select Kaspersky after conversations with you. But before we move on to the content part, please confirm if you can hear us and also that the slides are visible for you, because this is important to make the session successful. Thank you so much. I see the thumbs up, which means people are happy with the sound and the picture. This is great. Also, a reminder, we are recording the session, so you will receive the follow-up email with the slides and with the recording tomorrow, so stay tuned for an email. We also ask you for your feedback, so please, after the session, spend a couple moments and let us know how you enjoyed today's session. And also, maybe there are some topics you would like us to cover in the future webinars, so please let us know. And an exciting thing that we have started testing since May is that now you have an option of simultaneous translation to 4 languages. We have Chinese, French, Portuguese, and Spanish available. So on the panel with the buttons, the control panel, you should see the button called Interpreter. If you click this button, you should be able to select the language you want the session to be translated to, and simultaneously you will be able to listen to the session in your language, or in one of the 4 languages I mentioned. And also, if you will be using the translation, the simultaneous translation, in the survey after the webinar, please let us know about the quality, how happy you are with the quality of this translation. So I see there's quite an audience online. I see that everything's working fine. Don't hesitate to ask your questions, because this is also important for us, that you leave the session with no questions or your questions answered. So make sure that you do ask them. With that, probably we can start the content part, and I'm passing the stage to Alexander. Alexander, the stage is yours.
Yes, thank you so much, Anna, and thanks everyone for joining. As Anna already introduced, this webinar will be focused on everything that you need to know about Kaspersky as a company, and my story presentation today will be divided in 3 parts. So we will start, of course, with, second, I'll switch to the presenter. Yes, so we will start, of course, with our expertise, our global teams, AI technologies, and transparency principles. Then we will jump to our product part and how we are integrating our portfolio and positioning it as an ecosystem for businesses of any sizes and any needs. And we will finish off this session with actually understanding how to translate that technology and those benefits into differentiators, strength in practical pitches that could be used to lure customers our way. And of course, given that the company has truly global presence, it has a very rich history, being almost 30 years old, and having a very extensive portfolio, both B2B and B2C. So we are here for a very interesting story. And of course, let's start off with the expertise behind the technology and see what are the teams, what are some special things and special achievements that they have, and how it all lines up to position us in a special way compared to our competition. And of course, you might know this or not, but we have more than 5,000 employees, and half of those employees is research and development. Among those, of course, we have globally recognized cybersecurity experts, some 50 of them. and they're distributed among our expertise centers, which I will tell you more about on the next slide. But what is truly important here is that uh, having half of our half of our workforce being research and development, meaning that 50% of our efforts in resources go directly into developing the products that we have, and given that those teams participate in global threat hunting and threat research in all the areas of IT and cybersecurity, that means that our products are uniquely positioned to address the current trends and the ongoing challenges. And I think a good example of illustrating this expertise and centers of expertise would be the AI Technology Research Center. But before this, of course, a quick look at what are the five centers of expertise that we have. As you can see, of course, global research and analysis team, our great team in charge of researching the complex threats, APTs, espionage campaigns, cyber epidemics, and of course, investigating sophisticated financial cyber crimes. And you can see they're monitoring more than 900 APT groups and operations. On top of this, of course, we also dive deep into threat research with a dedicated center for this. So, researching from regular malware to advanced persistent threats and developing detection logic to actually stay on top of the ever changing threat landscape. And of course, as you can see, some of the results 1 billion devices protected by our company, by our solutions to date. And of course, the team is constantly focused on online threat analysis and content filtering research. Now, on the left, you can see Kaspersky Security Services, and there will be a dedicated slide to this area, of course, in this presentation. But what is important is that, of course, we can approach a customer at any stage, and we can help them with incident response if they have suffered an attack or a breach. We can help them assess their security posture. We can just assess in general their state of business to let them know if there has been a compromise, and we can take on their security operations with our MDR. But of course, this is not it. One of the main things that Kaspersky Security Services, our experts do, our security operations center of our own, is of course developing detection rules that would be used in high-level security operations products like EDR, XDR, or CM. And as you can see, we have approximately 3,000 of them at this point. Of course, there's a dedicated center to industrial cybersecurity that detected more than 500 zero-day vulnerabilities in OT products and technologies. Of course, it works on threat analysis in industrial infrastructure, searching for vulnerabilities in that area, and of course, helping be compliant with analytics standards in other areas. And the one that I will focus on right now is, of course, Kaspersky AI Technology Research Center. I'm choosing to focus on this center specifically because this is, and of course, the hottest topic, uh, I would say, since 2022, 2023. And we, as a vendor, have been investing heavily in artificial intelligence. It is at the core of our products. We have been doing this for more than 20 years, implementing machine learning and artificial intelligence into our products, into our detection logic, and more. And of course, right now, in the past years, extending artificial intelligence into our solutions such as CM, XDR, container security, MDR, and more to actually make sure that detection is faster, there's more automation, and people using our tools don't have to manually sort through alerts, events, and they could have convenient summarization. They could have help with creating queries to databases, all with artificial intelligence, including LLM. Now, if we're talking about specifically our technology research center and its focus areas, of course, as I mentioned, integrating AI into our products, then tracking AI-enabled threats to anticipate emerging attack vectors, of course, very important to actually understand how AI is used on the bad side. So how do malicious actors implement those technologies in their approaches? And of course, very important area is establishing guidelines. What is the safe usage, the safe deployment of AI system, and how companies and the industry in general should approach this? Now, as a vendor, of course, besides artificial intelligence, we keep on innovating and contributing to the industry. Over the years, we have successfully registered over 1,500 patents, more than 500 inventions between 2005 and 2024. One of our groundbreaking solutions and approaches is, of course, Kaspersky operational system that enables the development of cyber immune solutions, such as, for example, thin client for companies that need secure by design approach in their environment. This is especially critical for industrial sector, and this is the area of our business that we call Kaspersky Cyber Immunity. And of course, contributing to the global threat intelligence knowledge pool, participating in joint cybercrime operations with global IT security community, international organizations such as Interpol and more. We contribute cyber threat intelligence to global communities, including MITRE, and with our threat research that I have mentioned in the previous slide, of course, enhancing security for other companies and big names like Adobe, Microsoft, Google, Apple. Of course, there have been many instances where we have identified and helped fix zero-day vulnerabilities for those companies, and were recognized for it by them. Uh, Good example would be Operation Triangulation with Apple, or us using Kaspersky EDR Expert to find zero-day vulnerabilities in Google Chrome. So very high participation in a global community and global IT industry in general. And of course, this is always something that has to be mentioned when talking to our customers, to let them know that we are truly present all over the world and we have actual measurable impact on the industry. Now, transitioning to our transparency and to our recognitions. So, yes, we have 13 transparency centers all over the world, and these are facilities where stakeholders could come in and actually review our code and to see that everything is up to the highest standards. There are, of course, regular independent assessments and more. More on this in the next two slides, but here I would also like to highlight our recognition. Our products undergo constant assessments. We are the most tested and the most awarded vendor, and we have participated in more than 1,000 independent tests and reviews. And in 2025, as you can see, 100 tests and reviews, among those 90 first places, 94% top three finishes. So when this presentation is shared with you, there are links, of course, that you can use to learn about it more yourselves, and of course, get some ideas, concepts, and information that you can use in your assets as well. Now, here you can see the locations of our global transparency centers. So truly global presence and stakeholders from all over the world would be able to uh, come in and check the code and see how our products are created, how do they look like under the hood. This is where independent reviews also, of course, take place. And there's a huge cybersecurity transparency gap, of course. And the latest research by WKO and legal experts in cooperation with AV Comparatives that you, of course, know, who do independent assessments of cybersecurity solutions. And among those tests, taking part with companies such as CrowdStrike, Checkpoint, Microsoft, Trend Micro, and other big names, we are demonstrating clear leadership. As you can see, 57 of 60 categories where we met or exceeded industry standards. And of course, this is a very strong and a very important proof of our transparency approach, and that we are sticking to it and doing it very good. You can read the full report, of course, if you scan the QR code on this slide, and you will have a chance to do it when the presentation is shared with you. Now, transitioning to the second part of our presentation, so building the Kaspersky security ecosystem. This is a quick guide through main areas of our product portfolio and how we're building the ecosystem, how we got here, and in what ways do we cover basically any need that a business can have from the standpoint of cybersecurity. Uh, but before I do this, I'd like to check if everything is working. Uh, yes, so great. Just checking if you can see the slide, if you can hear and see me. Can you give me some thumbs up in the chat that everything works? Perfect. Thank you so much. Now to the second part. So a bit of a history lesson. How did we get to security operations, and why does it matter so much? One of the key trends in not only cybersecurity but IT in general, so besides artificial intelligence, is of course platformization and ecosystem. Uh, Everyone, customers, businesses, security analysts, they all like convenience, and having all the tools integrated and connected is essential uh, for good life. If we are talking, I don't know, for example, with Apple devices, who were one of the first ones to create an ecosystem of various applications that you can access easily. And if we're talking about cybersecurity, this is, of course, the approach that we are following as well. And we've been following this approach for a long time. And in 2015, two products were introduced that you are probably familiar with, our long-standing products. So Kaspersky Industrial Cybersecurity Kicks and Kaspersky Anti-Targeted Attack. And why does it matter? Why do we start the count? Why do we start the timeline there? Kaspersky Industrial Cybersecurity united the network aspect and the endpoint aspect into a one industrial XDR platform. Of course, at that time, it wasn't called XDR platform because the concept of XDR has not been introduced at that point. But the Kix XDR platform had that spirit. And another solution for IT, Kaspersky Anti-Targeted Attack, together with EDR solution, they formed a so-called native platform that you can use to secure the network side and the endpoint side. So this is where we started when it comes to security operations with those three products. And uh, at the start of this decade that we are in right now, uh, the XDR concept has been recognized, of course, by the analyst, and we as a vendor have launched uh, several key products and technological stacks that allowed us to provide unified security operations. So we have launched our Kaspersky CM. We have launched Open Single Management Platform that right now is the technological stack and foundation for several products of ours, and we are going to keep adding products to this platform. And of course, the main product that is built on Open Single Management Platform is our Kaspersky Next XDR Expert. And the key shift from the first stage with Kix, Kata, and EDR Expert is that Next XDR Expert became an open security operations platform. So it supported various integrations with our products and third party solutions based on what the customer needed. So a major shift and a shift that is correspondent with where the market is going. And today, how we are continuing to extend our unified platform for security operations is that we are introducing new solutions that actually extend the platform by acting as additional sensors within the infrastructure of a customer. Of course, these products could be sold as standalone solutions, but here you can see some of the examples like container security, next-gen firewall, vulnerability management. Vulnerability management, I would guess you are surprised to hear it right now that we have a vulnerability management solution. But yes, we do. And starting from September, this will be sold globally. So please stay tuned. You will have everything ready on Partner Portal, all the assets that you will need to sell our brand new product, Kaspersky Vulnerability Management. And if we are talking about Open Single Management Platform, of course, it has immense benefits for the customers. Right now, you can see what products are currently use this platform. So it's CM, Next XDR Expert, and Next EDR Expert. And well, basically, when the customer buys any of these solutions, they are getting themselves Open Single Management Platform. And when necessary, they can upgrade their license tier and they can unlock more functionality. This is very convenient. All the artificial intelligence features that I have mentioned of course, are included in Open Single Management Platform, including Gen AI. Then, of course, it's single user interface with Kaspersky and third-party integrations. It has very rich out-of-the-box content, and the platform actually supports the convergence of IT and OT environments. So, if a industrial customer has kicks for networks, kicks for nodes, and kicks in general. They can send that data and information to Open Single Management Platform. And if a customer has Kaspersky Next XDR Expert, for example, they would be able to correlate information from across the environments, and they would be able to have a view of assets across both environments. So very convenient connecting those two worlds. Now, switching to the next topic, as you saw, Kaspersky Open Single Management Platform. It includes Kaspersky Next XDR Expert and EDR Expert, and both of those products have the word Next in them. And Kaspersky Next is our flagship product line for businesses. It has products for small and medium-sized businesses with Kaspersky Next Optimum, as you can see on the left. So it's for growing companies that have established IT infrastructure. inadequate cybersecurity budgets for products like EDR Optimum, XDR Optimum, or MXDR Optimum if they want to have cybersecurity managed for them. And of course, on the right side of the slide, you can see Kaspersky Next Expert. So for highly advanced enterprises, the products that I have already mentioned, EDR Expert and XDR Expert, would be perfect for security operations centers. Also, just a quick note, as you can see, EDR Foundations is a tier. It's our main EDR slash main antivirus functionality for absolutely any company. And for Optimum, uh, this would be the baseline from which they go to EDR or XDR Optimum. And the same logic applies to the expert side. Now, if we are talking about a quick overview of our portfolio and how it relates to Kaspersky Next that I have already mentioned, as you can see on the left, you can see the tiers of Kaspersky Next Optimum. On the right, you can see the tiers of Kaspersky Next Expert. And on the second level of the slide, you can see that, well, advanced protection for SMBs would and be sufficient with Next Optimum Solutions. However, with Next EDR Foundations, we are also would like to offer our customers uh, security for mail servers, our automated security awareness platform, our hybrid cloud security. So to actually uh, detect and prevent all the threats to main areas of a business. So, of course, you would like to secure communications with protecting emails. You would like to secure endpoints. You would like to secure hybrid cloud environments, and you would like to educate your workforce on how to not click on phishing links and fall victims to various scams. Because often, as it is often the case, the human being is the weakest link in the cybersecurity infrastructure of a company. Now, if we're talking about Next Expert, for example, if a customer got our Next XDR Expert, it would make total sense for them, of course, to maybe uh, enhance it with Kaspersky Threat Intelligence or actually add Kaspersky Anti-Targeted Attack or many other services because our portfolio fits the needs of any business. And as you can see, with specialized solutions, we offer SD-WAN for distributed networks. We are offering container security to secure images and containerized apps. There's embedded system security. There's Kaspersky for prevention to secure applications and web pages of enterprises like financial organizations or retail. So we have got security for any businesses, and this is one of our main and key differentiators, the completeness of our portfolio and the depth of our products. Now, as I mentioned, of course, for the critical infrastructure and for industrial sector, we have Kaspersky kicks for nodes and kicks for networks. And as I mentioned, both combined together, they form Kaspersky Industrial Cybersecurity. So an XDR for critical infrastructures and operational technologies. Now, let's talk about the security operations centers. And this is, of course, a term widely used by vendors and by businesses, especially those who have security operations centers or they are looking forward to building one. Now, depending on where they are from the maturity standpoint, they can either be looking to for a vendor who can run security operations for them. And this is where we are very well positioned with our Kaspersky Managed Detection and Response Service, and Kaspersky Incident Response Services. Now, if they are at a stage where they are pretty a mature organization with a nice budget, we can help them build a security operations center from scratch with core technological stack being our CM, our anti-target attack to protect the network, and perhaps our next EDR expert. Now, if we are talking about frameworks and processes, we are offering SOC consulting to help them develop a framework on how to build a SOC, then help them with technical architecture design and general consultations on how to approach the building of a SOC. Now, if we're talking about improving security operations for companies that already have SOC and they are very happy with it, this is where we are talking about our expertise. And of course, it comes in many forms. One of those is our threat intelligence, which could be served as threat data feeds or Kaspersky Cybertrace to be integrated with other security tools, or Kaspersky Threat Intelligence Portal. Now, other ways to improve security operation centers is, of course, to also assess it and to provide SOC consulting, as I mentioned, same as the building stage. But another one, of course, is training. So, offering cybersecurity training for their security analysts and people working with security tools to make sure that they are making the most out of those technologies and out of the products that they're buying. Then, of course, there are things like red teaming to see how they would actually respond to an attack by experts who know how to properly attack uh, security systems. All our customers, of course, as you know, get the depending on the product that they choose, they would be getting premium support, and this ensures fast, reliable access to our expertise with strict SLAs, and our own professionals will provide guidance and resolution to maintain their business continuity of our customers and make sure that they are maximizing the effectiveness of Kaspersky solutions. Of course, the availability of premium support and the different packages depend on what the license tier or what is the product that the customer has purchased. And if you follow the QR code on this slide, you can of course learn more. Now, the threat intelligence to keep our customers ahead of the malicious actors, and our threat intelligence provides three layers of data to the business, and it will be tactical, operational, and strategic. And this goes from the detailed level to high level. So, tactical is information that is needed in day-to-day operations of security analysts. So things like indicators of compromise, then perhaps various information about the latest threats, malware. Now, on the operational standpoint, this would be information about uh, the ongoing malicious campaigns, the cybersecurity and cyber attack trends right now, and strategic. This would be information that businesses could use when actually making decisions, for example, with the budgets or with restructuring of their different departments and things of that nature. And of course, the information that we provide with Kaspersky Threat Intelligence could come in machine readable format with Cybertrace and threat data feeds. Then, of course, our expert support. And as you can see, the most extensive one is human readable with Threat Intelligence Portal, Threat Intelligence Reporting, so providing reports about the latest crimeware, advanced persistent threats, information that could be used at any level. And of course, digital footprint intelligence to let the customers know if there's anything on the outside perimeter, like leaked credentials or new vulnerabilities that could be used specifically to target their enterprise. Now, as I mentioned, a dedicated slide to the security services. And the main idea here is when talking or when approaching a customer or thinking about approaching a customer, starting from the idea of a security incident. So, would they like to be continually protected? If yes, managed detection and response is a service for them. Are they prepared for an attack? Are they resilient to threat actors that are targeting their attack surface, their cybersecurity, their infrastructure? Are they aware of web activities targeting their businesses from outside the perimeter? We have solutions to answer all of these questions, as I mentioned, with a vast portfolio of security services. And of course, if you haven't received it or read this, I strongly recommend that you take a look at Anatomy of a Cyber World. This is our global report created by our security services. So our MDR, our incident response, as I mentioned, the Center of Expertise uh, that actually work with customers, work with real cases, and protecting enterprises all over the world. Our experts uh, do an edition every year with a report of what are some of the key findings, what are the most attacked industries, what are the most used tools, what are the initial attack vectors, and how are they spread geographically. So to help customers get an answer to questions such as who are the potential attackers, what tools are they using right now, and how those activities can be successfully detected. And for customers, the key message, of course, would be is exploring the report to understand what is the area that they need to focus their defense most. Of course, including the link to the report right here on this slide. And of course, the final act of this presentation is how to actually translate the technologies and the expertise that I have described into real customer value and how to highlight our key unique selling points, our strength, and how to do it to different audience. Now, for small and medium-sized businesses, there is a new offering right now in development with some assets already ready for use. And the purpose of this offering is to actually go away from just pitching products to customers who not always are not always ready to comprehend information about features and technologies in cybersecurity, but they understand their problems. They understand that their employees constantly click on phishing links, that they have heard about zero-day vulnerabilities, they have heard about hackers getting onto their endpoints and encrypting their data for ransomware. They aware of those things. So we are creating an offering that actually speaks on the language of problems that SMB audience can understand and uh, describing situations that they face daily, then offering solutions in not in a way that this feature can help you solve this threat. No, the approach that we are following in our SMB offering is uh, this is a solution, this is a product, for example, EDR Optimum. And if you get this product, you can forget about issues on the endpoint. You can forget about issues, for example, with XDR Optimum. You can forget about issues with security awareness. So speaking the language that they can understand, and as you can see from the visual standpoint, from the design standpoint, we are choosing a new way of communication. And in July 2026, you can see the brochure that is going to be available. So very soon. And once you get it, you will instantly see what I was talking about when it comes to the language and the ease of understanding of actually complex tasks. And the presentation, of course, will be available in Q3. And as a partner, what would you be getting with that offering? Of course, it simplifies selling and speeds up deals to quickly help you identify what should be offered based on the needs and problems that the customer is facing. Then it provides a clear upsell path, especially with, of course, our optimum solutions, where, as I mentioned on the next slide, customers can go from EDR foundations up to managed XDR and ready to use cross sell scenarios. So you don't have to figure out what to offer. There are predefined scenarios to cover different customer situations. Now on to the audience and the information that I have described about technologies, the ecosystem. So the story, of course, is better adapted to various buyer levels, and we have outlined three layers. It could be the first conversation, it could be a technical conversation, and it could be a business conversation. So if we're talking about initial conversation, usually they're not long. They could be a quick elevator talk or quick talk during a break at a conference, coffee break. So there you would like to lead with high level, clear, connected cybersecurity offering. If you understand that it's an SMB potential customer, for example, you can use ideas from our SMB offering. And in general, during the first conversation, customers would like to actually know, of course, first of all, if we are using artificial intelligence, how we are using it. Then you would like to add some information about transparency to showcase that we can be trusted all over the world. We have experts, and of course, 30 years of both IT and OT expertise. And if there's enough time, doing a short portfolio walkthrough. Now, if we're talking about a technical conversation, of course, this would most likely be a meeting, maybe in a room at an event, at a conference. And there you would like to highlight the key challenges that, for example, security operation manager or group manager or chief information security officer understands with that. You have too many tools because some companies could have uh, dozens, even up to 100 of security tools that they're using. And those tools create alert fatigue for them. They are short on resources. And we're not only talking about financial resources, but actually security experts who can work with tools like CM, EDR, XDR, who understand how to make proper queries to databases, where to look at when you are doing a triage or when investigating incidents. Those people are very hard to find. And when speaking to uh, CISO or SOC employees, you would like to tell them that we have all the products to reduce the noise, to reduce the alert fatigue. We can improve visibility, whether they have an OT environment or IT environment. We have got automation, artificial intelligence tools to actually make sure that the analyst doesn't go and spend 3 hours analyzing an event in 200 fields in an alert to understand what happened. They would have our Kaspersky incident response assistant to walk them through it and showcase how it makes it easier. And of course, we are ready to do technical sessions, POCs. So these are the ideas that we would like to get to IT security managers. And when it comes to the business side, so executive buyers, so a person who would be making a decision on spending the budget, of course, we would like to outline high-level problems to them and how much would it cost to actually buy an XDR solution, and show them some cases on how much would it cost to suffer a ransomware attack or to pay the ransom. And in most cases, to highlight that it's a more financially reasonable decision to spend money on cybersecurity and cover the domains. And if you need some backup points, some data points, you can use the anatomy of a cyber attack report that I have mentioned. And you can always reach out to our security services, security teams, to our experts, and we'll always be ready to provide the necessary data points and informations if you'd like to make your pitch stronger. Now, another important point is, of course, turning their pains into a conversation. And as I mentioned, their pains could be various, but from technical standpoint, it would be overloaded security operations, too many tools, visibility gaps. From business standpoint, it would be a limited internal expertise, need to justify those investments, and uh, just some examples. Yes, so if their SOC is overloaded, you can uh, guide the conversation into the discussion of alerts, if that's a technical person, in their mind. How many could be correlated? How many could be grouped? How many? How much? How easier would their life become if they'd be able to link automatically alerts into incidents? And this would be the perfect chance to talk about artificial intelligence, MDR, XDR, or threat intelligence. Too many tools, as I already mentioned, with open single management platform. Uh, so providing a unified ecosystem where they would be able to actually work within one user interface for critical capabilities like cross-correlation, endpoint detection and response, XDR features, incident response, and with the development of OSMP, we'll be adding more products to it. So the functionality of a single pane of glass for security operations will be growing even more. Then, of course, visibility gaps is our CADA with network detection and response, our OT security to cover the critical infrastructure, DFI, as I mentioned, to cover the outside perimeter of an organization, to find breaches, leaks, and vulnerabilities. And these are just some of the examples on how customer pain could be turned into a conversation about our own products. And of course, as I mentioned, there are different conversations to be had in different places, different times. So there should be the right pitch for the time that you have. It could be a 30-second talk, as I mentioned, to earn the next conversation, where you would be highlighting how to make cybersecurity clear, connected, and resilient. It could be a 3-minute conversation where you'll be able to position the entire ecosystem and tell them about our key products and key offerings like Kaspersky Next Expert or Kaspersky Industrial Cybersecurity. And if you have a full meeting or a 30-minute conversation, you actually have the time to understand their pain, assess their maturity as a business, assess the maturity of their security operations, map the right solutions for the domains that they have within their infrastructure, provide the value based on the information, for example, that you found in this presentation, and agree on the next step. And always closing with the next clear step is essential to actually leave the hook for the next conversation. And if it's an SMB or growing business, of course, you would like to lead and end with endpoint and email protection. Mid-market security teams could use various solutions from our Kaspersky Next product line. Enterprise SOC could be a perfect customer for SOC consulting, for XDR expert, for security assessment, for red teaming. OT-heavy organizations, of course, uh, should be discussing our industrial cybersecurity portfolio. Low maturity customer could use some assessment, but most likely they would be the perfect customer for MDR or MXDR with some variations of baseline protection on top of it. Now, advanced security teams that already have everything in place would like to get threat intelligence or various expert services. And to end my presentation, I would like to showcase, if you haven't seen it already, there is a B2B sales course available at our United Kaspersky Partner Portal, where if you go to the education section and in the online learning block, you'll be able to find the sales specialist course that actually covers the entire Kaspersky B2B portfolio, and it has a section dedicated to pitches where you'll find detailed information and examples of pitches from me on how to talk about our portfolio during an elevator conversation, and how to pitch it to a technical expert, how to pitch it to a business, and some very useful stuff there. So this would be, as I said, always end with the next step. And this would be the next step for you when it comes to this webinar. So please follow the course. It is available on Partner Portal via the links right here. And I would just like to say thank you for joining this session. We have 5 more minutes, and let's see if we have any questions.
Hey, Alexander, I am checking on the questions, keeping an eye on them, but for now, there's nothing from the audience.
All right. So hopefully that means that everything has been crystal clear, and everyone has gone to check out the sales course.
I hope so as well. So, yes, no questions. Then still we have 5 minutes. So just to remind you, you will receive the follow-up with the slides and with the recording of today's session tomorrow. Stay tuned for an email. And also let us know if you enjoyed today's content, how would you rate our today's content, and also which other topics you would like to hear from us in the future. Still no questions with that? Probably we can close the session. I would like to thank Alexander for great content. I think it was great, and I think this should help our partners in talking to the customers, positioning Kaspersky, showing that we're a global, very experienced company and that we know a lot and have a lot of knowledge and expertise. And I would like to thank everybody for joining us today. I see a lot of familiar faces, and I thank you for being with us from session to session, from webinar to webinar. Thank you. Hope to see you again in the coming sessions as well. So thanks a lot. Have a great rest of the day. Hope to see you in the future webinars. Take care and goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.